Welcome to The Grow Show, powered by Steel. On The Grow Show, we share ideas, tips, tactics, and insights to help you grow your landscaping business based on our team's 40 years of experience running a landscaping company and working with other owners and their teams to do the same. New episodes are released weekly on Wednesdays. Without further ado, here's your host, Marty Grunder.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. This is Marty Grunder from Grunder Landscaping Company and the Grow Group with The Grow Show, powered by Steel. Hey, folks, today I want to talk to you about a number that we measure here at Grunder Landscaping Company, and we also teach all of our ACEs. Our ACEs is our peer groups. Accountability creates excellence is what ACE stands for. Early on, no matter what size the company is, we really try to get them watching their efficiency rating. So what I want to talk to you today about is defining what an efficiency rating is, talk to you a little bit about how we use it here at Grunder Landscaping Company, lay out a couple steps for you to how you can implement that in your company, no matter how big or small they are. Maybe talk a little bit about the narrative as far as how you can roll it out, and then tie a bow on it to the point that if you have an efficiency rating, maybe we'll share something with you here that'll make yours better. Or if you don't, you'll see why it's something that's really, really important. In terms of the efficiency rating, that one originated here over 10 years ago. And I had a belief that, we got to have a scoreboard here. We're the NCAA tournament, baseball season, football season, whatever you want to talk about. Imagine if any of those games were played and nobody kept scored, like there was no scoreboard that we could look at a moment's notice and see what the score is. I mean, I understand there's entertainment value in watching a guy hit a baseball or watching a guy hit a golf ball or watching somebody shoot a basketball or score a touchdown or whatever it is, kick a field goal, kick a soccer ball, whatever you want to say. But really the excitement comes from actually looking up at the score, and there is a winner and there is a loser. And I can tell you in terms of an efficiency rating, you want to be a winner. Okay. So, efficiency rating is a number that we get going at companies early on. But an efficiency rating in its basic format, folks, is your budgeted hours, the hours that you sold, the hours that you budgeted on each individual job or each individual task of a whole contract. Like maybe you have a $10,000 maintenance contract on JB manufacturing, and the mowing is $4,000 of that. And so you've got 30 mowings there at X amount of man hours a week that you're going to execute. So there can be efficiency ratings within the efficiency rating, but the overall efficiency rating that we focus on is what are the budgeted hours that the company has sold, and then what are the actual hours it took to execute that work. When I got started in my business, we didn't follow the efficiency rating, and it probably would have been really, really bad because just about everything we did took longer than we bid it for because we had inexperienced workers and we had inexperienced bidders, and that's a bad combination. So the efficiency rating, folks, is the budget hours divided by the actual hours. And what I like about it is it's a super easy number for a company and a team to rally around. I don't care what language you speak. I don't care what your level of education is. I think you understand if you get your team together and say, hey, we bid this job for 120 hours and it took us 150 hours to get it done. Is that good or bad? Everybody in your company, no matter what language they speak, what other barriers there might be, is going to say that's bad. If you say we bid a job for 120 hours and it only took us 100, what are they going to say? Well, that's good. The only thing bad about it is maybe you didn't bid it right, that you were that far under. Okay. And we can talk a little bit more about that. But we use this efficiency rating and we use it very, very religiously. And I'm going to screen share here for you for a moment, just to kind of show you how we're using it. So if you look over here and you see this number, you'll see it's our GLC budget and actual hours. Now, this is actually in Aspire. And you'll see that so far for the calendar year on the day that I'm recording this, we've estimated 10,148 hours. Of the 10,000 hours, we've spent 6,800 on site. We have 1,800 driving. So you look at how much time was spent driving. That in itself is a little less, and I don't want to dig too deep here, but it kind of shows you how careful you need to be about routing. So our on-site time is 78%. The percent of the hours bid that's for driving is 22. The actual hours overall that we spent on these jobs that we bid 10,148 for through the calendar year 2023 so far is 87 1374. So we're at a Grunder Landscaping Company production utilization rate of 14%. We're actually under by 1375. So we're doing really, really well. I mean, in a perfect world, this thing matches up evenly, your bid hours to your estimated hours. There's some other things that can go into that, of course, like how efficient you are and everything else. But what I love about this number is it's just a really great, simple way for you in a short amount of time to get a feeling for what's going on with someone's business. And I just like that. It makes a lot of sense to look at things like this and be able to have a number that you go. The dial impacts the organization in many ways. We pay a bonus here on two things: the amount of hours that you spent on site. So that's why that reading was important. And then how many hours did you work? So this is part of our compensation program as well. So an efficiency rating is a very, very important thing. I can tell you countless examples of clients that we worked on with here at the Grow Group that we got them following this very, very religiously. Some companies may not have an aggregator, an industry specific software like Aspire or Element, or those are probably the two most popular that we see. And if you don't have that, then you're going to have to get a spreadsheet or something. Somewhere, somehow, I hope you're tracking time. I think once you get into tracking this time manually and you see the great benefit that can come from having an efficiency rating, I think you're going to want to get something like Aspire or Element to run in your own business anyway. But once you have that data and you're able to start consistently sharing with your team what the score is, that this past week, folks, we bid 400 hours and it took us 320 hours. It was a great week. This past week, we bid 400 hours and it took us 430 hours. Why did it take 430? Well, it was raining. We had a lot of truck time. We had to double cut lawns. We had to blow them, whatever it is. But an efficiency rating is a very basic number that you really ought to be implementing in your company. And I think once you have that data and you start sharing it, I think some great things can come along with it. Now, you got to be really, really careful. Maybe I have you excited about doing an efficiency rating. Maybe you like the fact that I told you we're paying a bonus based on how many hours someone has worked and their on-site time, which is an element of efficiency. Go slow, all right? Just the best thing to do if you're not tracking this right now is to go dig through this. And I don't think anything at the end of the day says more about a well-run company than a great efficiency rating. Yes, there's a lot of other things that come into it, but on the starts, if you've got this efficiency rating and you're watching it, if you're fortunate enough to have an industry-specific software that's allowing you to grasp this information very, very easily, because information's getting entered into tablets and on all your remote locations for your jobs, and then you can look at this, it's just a great thing. I have seen this time and time and time again make an impact on a company. At the end of the day, folks, what do we all sell? We sell labor, we sell time. And if we don't have a focus on that, we're going to have a lot of problems. Peter Drucker once said that if you can't manage time, you can't manage anything. And I think an efficiency rating is a sign of a very, very good company. Anytime you hear about a company being efficient, that's a good thing, right? So I hope in a small way I've impacted you today on the efficiency rating. These little Grow Show mini podcasts here are designed to come into your world, make you think, see if you can help you move your business along. I know our peer groups delve into this stuff very, very deeply. At Grow next year in Des Moines, Iowa, we'll be digging into this more. So I hope we helped you in a small way. Want to give a big shout out to Steele. Thanks for the support of the Grow Show, and everyone have a great day. So long, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Grow Show. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and head to growgroupinc.com for more information and resources to grow your landscaping business. A special thanks to the folks at Steele, whose support makes this podcast possible and whose reliable handheld power equipment makes our jobs easier daily. We'll talk to you next week.